everybody. Today's video is a little bit different for me, and I'm going to be talking about broken friendships and how to deal with them and how to move on, and also my experiences and what I've dealt with. I'm not sure how difficult this video is going to be for me. So disclaimer, I might get emotional. Currently I don't have any active lady friendships, and you know, it can suck and you can feel lonely sometimes, but for me personally, I have just kind of accepted it and gotten over it, and it's not a huge deal anymore. You know, there's people out there that say, I'd be nothing without my friends, and you know, getting out and about with girlfriends, that used to be really important to me, and I know exactly what everyone is talking about because I had years of being able to go out with friends, and even after having children, you know, spending time with them, having girl time and girl talks, and it's definitely therapeutic and wonderful. But if you're ever going through a phase or a season in life where you don't have that option, you don't really have friends you can reach out to, I'm proof that you can manage and find other therapeutic ways to get through motherhood and life with ease and not have so much stress. And definitely accepting that parenthood comes with the days and the moments where you feel down and doubtful about yourself, just about life in general. Accepting that that's just a part of our nature and being a human is a big deal, because you're able to just move on with your day, move on with your week, what have you, and realize that you're okay and your family is very special. For the most part, as long as I can remember, I've had bad luck with girlfriends. Other than talking to John about this is the first time I've really talked with anyone about me personally and who I was and what I did when I had friends. This is very, very personal, but whenever I had girlfriends, I was an extreme pleaser of my friends, and you know, also back before I ever started taking any medication for my anxiety, I would get anxiety a lot over people not responding to me for so long, or what I was gonna say to them. I never showed that. I kept that to myself completely. But I would apologize all the time, like for silly things that I probably shouldn't have apologized for. I just wanted them to know that, you know, I do care about their feelings, and so I would apologize a lot. What they don't know is that I constantly was trying to change the negative things about myself, or what I found negative about myself. I was constantly trying to change and form myself into being a great friend, a great person. You know, keeping their friendship was so important to me. Anytime a friend would leave my life, I was devastated. It was so heartbreaking. That's just how I used to be. And so definitely nowadays things are different, and I will get into that and why things are different. I wanted to talk about like the friendships that ended for really over the top ridiculous reasons. I had absolutely there is nothing that I could have done to prevent that from happening. It was just going to happen because of that person. And, you know, I used to blame myself a lot and try to figure out what's wrong with me. What did I do? But there gets to a point where you gotta just accept that it's the other person. And that is like one of the keys to moving on, is realizing that you could have not done anything to change that person. If it wasn't that scenario that broke the friendship, it would have been a different one. You know, the next day it could have been, you know, a year. But the fact is, what it comes down to, if a person really is a good friend of yours, even if you do something huge, eventually they will come back and forgive you and be your friend. I never did anything over the top to ruin a friendship or break a friendship. I care about my friends so much, that much. I was always mentally aware of things that I was doing, actually more than they even realized. I would sometimes just sit and think really hard about, you know, what my text message was gonna say. And of course, this wasn't my life 24/7, you know, it wasn't like my entire messaging thread or every, you know, spoken word in person my whole life. Definitely not. I've always had a balance of being myself and being free and energetic, and then the side of me that was very anal and OCD, very self-aware, and at the same self-doubtful. Insecure is a great word. I had a lot of insecure times throughout my life with friends. There was one lady who, from the get-go, had some serious emotional issues, and I knew about this from the get-go, but I don't discriminate. I don't, choose to not be friends with someone, based off of any kind of first impressions. I don't judge anybody. So, and Ellery's falling asleep on me, so that's why I'm kind of adjusting her a little bit. She's like going like that on my leg. I was there for her. Anytime she text messaged me or called me crying, I was always immediate to responding to her and talking to her. I feel like, as somebody who has gone through so much emotional struggles myself, I know how important it is to have somebody there when you're in like those really depressing, dark times. There was a post that I had made on Facebook, and it was about this new coffee that I was having at home in my Keurig and how much I loved it, and she commented about it, saying she wanted to try it, and I commented back, letting her know that she should definitely try it, and that they have it at like almost every store. And sometimes my thought process with a comment is literally just like off the top of my head, this is the first thing I'm thinking of. When I'm multitasking, doing other things on the side, I'm not just on my phone sitting there waiting to respond to people at the second that they make a comment. Definitely not my style. But I commented back about that, and immediately after that, she didn't comment back, but she deleted me off Facebook. And when I went to go search for her profile, I found this out like, I don't know, the next day or something. And I don't remember how I just, I don't know if it was instinct or what. But anyways, something led me to being on Facebook to notice that she wasn't no longer my friends list. And when I searched her up, I couldn't find her. She had actually blocked me. I am totally guilty of setting up a decoy account so that I can see if somebody blocked me. So that is one scenario. Again, like, it was really silly. And my only thought of why she would have done this is because I didn't immediately invite her to come over. But this right here is the kicker. The most ridiculous part about that is that I was always asking her to come over and always constantly inviting her, always trying to hang out with her. She actually lived like 30 to 45 minutes away from me, and I have kids and she did not. So most of the time she would just come over, or we would meet up midway to hang out. And so for her to completely end a friendship off of me, maybe this is the reason, not inviting her through that comment, just it blew my mind, to say the least. And yeah, I was pretty devastated about that, because we had been solid best friends for I think 2 or 3 years, which in girl world is a long time. Another friendship that was broken was because I text messaged her in the middle of me and my boyfriend having an argument, and this was actually the first time that I really reached out to her for a relationship like issue, and it was literally just a self-reflection kind of a text message. And I asked her, I said, hey, have I ever done anything or said anything that bothered you? Or it was just really one of those moments where I was trying to once again always doubting myself, and me and my boyfriend were getting into an argument that maybe I had done something or said something to offend her, but she just didn't want to tell me about it. Anyways, she immediately went off on a rant saying that she wasn't going to get in the middle of my relationship. And I told her, and I actually apologized first off. I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm coming from a genuine place, and I'm just really self-reflecting right now, and I want to make sure that I haven't done anything to ever offend you. After that, she deleted me off of Facebook, and she would no longer reply to any of my text messages, because I did try to send her a text message, I think, a few days after that incident. But anyways, background a little bit on this chick was that when we first became friends, she told me that she she doesn't have any girlfriends. She was straight up confident about herself that she was a bitch, and literally, like, she doesn't have any girlfriends, that she will say it like it is. She will tell you, you know, if you do something that bothers her and whatnot. And so the funny thing is that she told me that from the get-go, and then I went to her to ask her if I had done anything, and she couldn't even tell me. Instead, she got really angry and mad at me. Her husband is really good friends with my boyfriend. She did tell John, my boyfriend, in text messages, you know, the thing that there was something that I'd said that bothered her, but it wasn't a big deal. But for whatever reason, she would not even tell John why she wouldn't be my friend again. So that is, to this day, mystery. I don't think about it often or anything. Actually, I haven't thought about it in a really long time until right now, but it's a, you know, part of this little list of things that were just really random. Another friendship fail, again, revolving Facebook, was there was this post in a huge group with hundreds of photographers, and there was this one post kind of talking ill about one of the multi-level marketing businesses. I'm not gonna rat it out or say which business it is, but you know, the whole thread. And back in this day, first of all, I'm not on Facebook anymore at all, but at the time I would just like lay in bed before going to bed or just throughout the day, and I would just kind of like skim through comments and reply to people in comments. And I did this a lot, actually, and it would just be like it'd be like, you know, texting a friend like throughout the day. It was just very, very mindless, just, you know, kind of making conversation kind of thing. And I replied to one of the comments about the same situation happening to me and that it made me cringe. And this friend of mine, she like immediately texted me, and I don't even know how she found out, especially this quick, but somehow she found my reply to somebody's comment on somebody's post in this huge group of photographers, hundreds of people, and within the shortest amount of time, text messaged me, calling me out like, hey, that was about me, wasn't it? And got really, really upset with me. And I was like, I think you're taking it the wrong way. Obviously, this isn't like a huge problem or anything. It just was like, you know, yeah, I didn't really like it that much. But obviously, if I had an issue with you or something that you've posted online, you know, I would ask you, you know, hey, can you remove it? But there was nothing like that in order for me to, you know, reach out to her and like make this dramatic problem of it. It just wasn't like that. It was very minute, and the fact that I replied to this comment destroyed that friendship, and there was no going back. There was no forgiveness on her end. I apologized. Again, I always apologize for everything I do, even if I feel like I'm not the worst of the evils. I always apologize because I want to be, I just want to be that light in, you know, my friends' lives. There was lots of messaging back and forth of me just trying to put out her fire going. I was just trying to calm her down. I was not at all bashing or anything like that. I was super kind to her. And, you know, it's been a couple years since this happened, and we have come across each other in our realm of photographers and everything. And to this day, I've just never felt completely comfortable. I don't feel like she, you know, will ever like me again. It's just the most awkward thing. You go through this with someone. And so basically in the end, again, I had to eventually realize this person is drama. This person is the problem. I took responsibility, and I actually went on and deleted that comment reply. I told her, hey, I deleted it. You know, I don't, because she thought that if anybody were to ever see my comment, they were like, they're going to think you're talking about me. This, to me, sounds like someone that is coming from a very paranoid state of mind, someone that may be going through something on the side, and they're taking out their frustration and upset out on you. And this is just wrong, in my opinion. And I feel like, yeah, eventually I finally started to feel like, yeah, that person shouldn't be in my life. So it is what it is. I could go on and on about all these different random things that have happened because there's been a lot of them. Some friendships just happen to kind of fall out on their own, where you give and you try to reach out, and especially when I'm trying to get together with friends, I am not a person that wants to have a friendship through text or through social media. I'm a person that likes to go out and hang out, get together, go to each other's houses, have play dates. That's the kind of mom I am. I'm very outgoing. When I was a teenager and all my adult life, I've been known as a social butterfly. That's just me. That's who I am. And obviously I wouldn't be able to have a YouTube channel and talk to a stinking camera, without feeling ridiculous if I wasn't a social butterfly. I feel like that is like the number one quality a person should have to be able to do something like this. I've come to accept that, and I really feel like after you hit the age 30, you really start accepting yourself, you start loving yourself, you stop trying, you stop working to change for other people. This is my experience. Maybe people go through this a lot earlier on, but if I'm being 100% real with you all, this didn't really kick in till 30. And it is the weirdest thing. I don't know what it is, but there's just how babies go through these milestones. It's like, oh my gosh, you know how to crawl now. It is the same exact thing when it comes to this perception of yourself, this just mentality, way of thinking, this character that and I've always wanted to have that character. I've always wanted to be able to not care consistently, not be able to care too much to the point that it was hurting me and destroying my self-confidence in my life. I feel like I've completely achieved that now at this point in my life, and I really feel like I have won everything. There is something really important I want to talk about before I end this video, and that is social media. Social media is a really, really bad thing. I am completely not on Facebook, and eventually I might start up a brand new Facebook account. I've thought about this many times, but for now I'm good. I don't need to be in that world. I have my Instagram. I really love sharing photos on Instagram, interacting with other moms, kind of helping each other grow. It's amazing. With Instagram, I have more of this business mentality in the back of my mind. It's a business mentality that I feel like I want to help out other moms. I want to encourage other moms. And I want to, at the same time, help build my YouTube channel. I get a lot of traffic coming from Instagram. And by the way, thank you guys if you are here from Instagram. I love you. But Instagram to me is definitely not evil unless you spend too much time on there. Then it starts to get to the point where it's like, my kids won't let me, comment. They won't let me sit here and type, or tag or stuff like that. So I have a good balance where I just, get on there, I focus hard, and then I get off of it. With Facebook, there are all these people that I've mentioned and beyond that have been a negative impact in my life. They're all on there, and it would take so much time, pointless time, going through and trying to keep everyone from seeing my posts. And I am not a deleter. I am not one of those people that the minute something goes wrong with a friendship, bam, I'm deleting you off Facebook. You piece of garbage. Like, I'm going to show you. Oh, I'm going to block you. You know what? Piss off. You said a freaking rude comment. I'm going to block you. I have never been like this. People have definitely made me angry. I have issues with being mad at someone just as much as I have issues of being sad about something that's happened. So, you know what? I've just never been that person to stoop so low. The only times that I've ever deleted people is when I'm going through kind of like a cleaning of people that are way from my past. They're not interacting on my page. They're completely not in my life, but not from dramatic reasons or some kind of bad fallout. People delete me and they can block me. That's fine, whatever, it's their prerogative, but that will just never be my way of handling things. I'm the kind of person that actually reaches out to people and I try to fix an issue one-on-one, but 95% of the time that fails every time. And why? Why are women like this to other women? Why are you going to be so sweet, caring, act like you're interested in them and what they're doing, and then they are in return being interested in you and being sweet and kind to you, nothing is wrong. Why would you want to destroy something like that? And the only thing I can think of is it's something that I will never know, I will never find out, and I will never be a part of. I can't help them with it. So if they need to be released into the world and just keep repeating this pattern with other women, that is their choice. That is their life. It is not mine. I have to move on from that. I have to accept it. So again, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, currently I don't have any active friends. I have had friends reach out to me and send me a message when they need to ask a question, like they need help with something, when they need something from me. And before, I was always kind of happy when I'd hear from them and kind of like, ugh, bummed, like, oh, they're not messaging me to see how I'm doing, you know. They're not messaging me to hang out or get together. They want something. Cool, great. All right, well, I'll just reply back and give them their answer. But now, that all has changed. That is all different now. So if you're watching this and you've been a friend of mine and you want to reach out to me after months of not talking to me and you need to ask a question or you need some help, well, I am more than likely not going to reply. And I have no apologies, no regrets. That is the way that it is, and good night. I definitely have that kind of bye Felicia mentality, but with more class. I feel like I will continue to live this new way of life where I can just say, nope, my kids matter to me. Nope, my heart matters to me. My mental stability matters to me. And what's awesome is also being on an anti-anxiety medication, because it really helps you be so much more relaxed in the social world and having social anxiety. Oh my gosh, I had social anxiety bad too. Not just like generalized anxiety, but I had bad social anxiety. It was so hard to even like get together with groups of people. I actually did get over that by pushing myself through it and forcing myself to do it along with the medication, but I feel like the medication wasn't enough to like force me to just do something that was uncomfortable. I had to do that. I had to make that choice on my own. If you're struggling today with friendship drifting apart, or if you've recently lost a friend that meant a lot to you and you invested a lot of time into that friendship, if you want an immediate answer on how do I deal with this right now, what is going to get me through with this, this is definitely not a popular method to get over something, and it's probably, you know, going to get some mixed thoughts. Maybe you will think I am crazy or something. But you know what? Your mental health and mental state really matters, and I really truly believe that anybody and everybody can get through anything. What you need to do is you need to, first of all, tell yourself that you cannot control that person. You can control yourself, and you can control your own emotions. You just need to give yourself a mental hug and be like, hey, I love you, you're awesome, and you did this, this, and this. Or go through that list of things that you did to that person that was kind, generous, nice. If you feel like, man, I didn't do enough, I wasn't kind enough, you know, that could be part of it. But do you think that that's a reason for that friend to completely destroy this friendship? If that person's attacking you through text, through verbal, or anything, do you feel like you deserve that? I have definitely gone through phases where I truly believe to this day that at those times in the far, far past, I deserved this or that. But all this stuff that's happened within the past like 5 years, nope, I definitely did not do anything to deserve any of that, because with all my self-care, my journey on trying to become who I want to be, I cared way too much to do anything to deserve any of that, and I realized that. So what you're going to want to do is put yourself in this mental state as if, how can I explain this? Let's just take a TV and a remote for instance. You turn the power button on the TV, it turns on. Cool. You want to put a movie on Netflix? Okay, I'm going to put that movie on Netflix. It's playing. Put yourself in a state of an outer body experience and think of yourself almost as if you are, I don't want to use the word a robot, but maybe that you can be controlled by something else. And I want you guys to think of it like, okay, You need to feel this way. You need to get through the day. You need to take care of your kids. Boop. All right, let's go take care of my kids. You can shut those emotions off temporarily to move on, to get through your day, to take care of your kids, to take care of yourself, take care of your husband, whatever it is in your life that is there, that is not leaving, they're not going anywhere, and you want to be there for them. You know how when you go through like a survival mode when something is happening, but it's just like an automatic response that your brain does, it just goes into survival mode. Well, basically, it's the same exact thing, but you are going to make yourself do it. Instead of there being some kind of situation where, you know, someone is extremely hurt, you're going to put yourself in that survival mode on your own, as if you are controlling yourself with a remote. Take yourself out of here, put yourself right here, and grab the controller and make yourself do what you need to do. And I started realizing that I was doing this just randomly one day in the shower. I realized like, hey, that's kind of a cool concept. That's pretty much what it sounds like I do. So I wanted to put that into a video. I'm probably going to mention this in another video because I want to do a video on just not towards friendships, but on how to get through motherhood when you suffer from bad days, depression, yelling, you know, losing control. Because I've been through all of that. I understand it so well. So I want to do a video on that, and this actually will work for that too. I mean, not everybody can or wants to go on a medication. I feel like you should though, if you are definitely going through more depressed days than happy days, and if you are having so much anxiety that you are frozen, that it's inhibiting you taking care of your child. You just do it. Don't argue it. Don't say, oh, you know, I've tried or I can't. Not this time. This time you are going to do it. Now, do I hope for in the future that I will come across some really great mom friends? Absolutely. I am not here to say, I don't need friends. I don't need you. That is not how I am. That's not my style. I'm just saying that right now I'm in this current state of people that have completely drifted away from me or have intentionally taken me out of my life. And I feel like me not being on Facebook has been a part of that, because people were only my friend through Facebook, a little bit on the side, like their text messaging and whatnot, you know, hung out with me in person like one time. But if I'm not on Facebook anymore and those people have dropped off, they weren't my friend. And I don't care what anybody says. A friend is a friend. And if you've had a good friend in your life that has been there through thick and thin, or has just been there continuously, then you know what having a friend is. And these people are not that, unfortunately. And yeah, it's sad, it sucks, but I don't think about it. And actually, it feels really nice that I didn't get through this, that I didn't cry once through this video. Just remember though, you getting over something and being over something and done with it is one thing. You have to come back later to talk about it with a person or in a video. That's another separate thing. If you cry, I actually thought I would cry, but I didn't. But if you end up crying or getting emotional, it's only because you are talking about it. So you're kind of putting your mind back where you were for that brief moment of what you went through. It does not mean that you are not over it. It means that you are a human. You have emotions, and you know what? I feel like the more emotions somebody has, the more of a heart they have, and it is a positive, wonderful thing. Don't ever let anybody talk down to you about becoming emotional over something. Don't ever let somebody tell you you're not over something or someone. That is up to you and only you. And you know what? Just it's up to you if you're going to keep that person in your life or not. If you want to keep that person in your life, they're just going to have to accept that you speak for yourself and not them. If you watched this entire video, thank you so much. I really, really hope that I helped somebody through something. I really hope that I helped you not feel alone, that I helped you learn something. And I appreciate the thumbs up on this video, and if you subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notified. I love you guys. No matter what you are going through, there is love out there for you, and you just have to accept it when someone is giving it to you. Even if it's yourself, giving yourself love. Self-care is super duper important. That is really huge in being able to find your peace with you and your life and loving yourself, it is just the #1 thing to make you happy. That's a good idea for a video. I need to go over like my top list of things to like have a happy life. I'm not kidding. I want to do a video like that because I have some really cool points to make. Anyways, I'll see you all in my next video. Take care. Bye. Let me know in the comments below if you would prefer my next talk video to be on surviving motherhood or surviving marriage. I appreciate your input. Thanks, guys.